could start this video from the beginning, but I feel like it'd make more sense to start with how it ended, and all I have are 2 words: national finalists. This year, the Roxbury High School competition cheerleading team attended NHSCC 2020 down in Orlando, Florida, and let me tell you, this was not an easy process. We've overcome struggles and have pushed through injuries, but in the end, it was all worth it. So I bet you're wondering, how did we make it that far? The journey starts with 2 routines that are 2 minutes and 30 seconds each.
We have a couple summer practices, probably once a week throughout June, July, and August. And in September they start coming when school starts. So we have about 3 practices a week for 2.5 hours each. And there we practice our tumbling and stunting, and the coaches just play with what they want in the routine until October when we get our music and captains and everything. And then we learn the routine to perform it around the end of November.
In order to qualify for nationals, you have to go to a regionals and get a bid for it. So of course, we did that, but it did not go how we expected. Hearing our name not be called made my heart sink, but I knew that this could not be the end.
Depending on how we do at the first one, we might have to go to a second one. This year we did have to go to a second one.
It was really hard going to 2 different regionals and not knowing if we were going to get to go to nationals.
We overcame this defeat and ended up going to a second regionals up in Long Island. We ended up hitting a perfect routine that scored us 2 second-place trophies and 2 bids down to Florida. I think I can say that was one moment where I felt true happiness. At this time, we had about 3 months until nationals, and we worked harder than ever.
We ended up taking second place at the second regional we went to for both our traditional routine and our game day routine. And we ended up doing really good, so we got our bids to nationals. From then on, we just do local competitions until the beginning of February, which is when we go to nationals. And it's just the biggest competition of the year.
From then, we set goals for the team.
I would like to make it to finals this year.
I want to hit my spin and be a national finalist. My goal for nationals is to make it to finals.
My goal for nationals is to hit at prelims and semis.
We would stay after practice just to work on the little things, and even after all the falls, we got back up and tried it again. These 3 months might have been stressful, but I wouldn't take it back for the world. Next thing you know, it was February 5th and we were headed off to Newark Airport. The airplane ride might have been the worst turbulence I've ever been through. We ended up getting to the hotel around 11 p.m. and went straight to sleep just to wake up for practice the next morning. The practice before is always the most frustrating practice, and it always tries to psych us out, but we tried to not let it get to us. The morning after, we woke up at about 6 a.m. and got ready for our game day competition. Seeing those blinding lights on the stage is a feeling like no other. Our routine had one little mishap, but other than that, you could have called it perfect. We found out we hit 0 and we couldn't help but celebrate. We hit 0! Then the announcements for semifinals came. The excitement in us when our name was called was insane. Suddenly, we had to compete again. This routine was the best we've ever done. It was an amazing feeling coming off of the stage. We knew that we were in the running for finals. We went out to the baseball field and we were so anxious. My heart was racing until our name was called. We did it. We knew we were national finalists. Competing at finals was something we've never done before. There was a rush of energy in us that our coaches have never seen. We sat in the circle and our name was called as 9th. It was a tough competition, but we were proud. By this time, it was already 8 p.m., but the excitement of having this trophy was too much. We knew that whatever happened the next day, we were already national finalists.
So we went through prelims, semis, and finals, which is something that Roxbury hasn't done in the past 10 years, which is something really cool to experience, that we were the first team, and it sets a really high standard for next year, so I'm really excited for that. And on Saturday, which is the next day, we compete our traditional routine.
We went into day 2 with the goal of doing the best we could. We said that if we hit, we'd be proud no matter how far we went into the competition. In the warm-up room, my group wasn't hitting our spin that we worked all season for. It was devastating, but we had to make a decision. We decided last minute to not do it and to not risk it for the team. We hit our traditional routine and couldn't be happier. Once the announcements came, our name wasn't called, but that was okay. We achieved our goal, and that was our whole purpose on coming here. We became national finalists and came back to Roxbury wearing the colors blue and gold with a little more pride than before. The 2020 RHS cheer team will forever go down in history, and so will my favorite picture, Mr. Mason.
I'll definitely remember this year as being the best year because we got to go to finals, and I'm really glad that my last year was so successful.
I'm really happy that I got to spend my season with this team. Every single girl worked so hard for everything that we accomplished, and we all just set our minds to that one goal that we wanted, and we all just achieved it. And I'm really excited for next year.